Hey, what's going on? Chris Martinez, co-owner of Dynamic Fit Pro. So let me ask you a question. Is inflation affecting you as a health and fitness coach? Okay. If you didn't know, inflation has basically skyrocketed to 8.5% right now, where we're talking right now in May 2022. Okay. 8.5%. Okay. So for you, the health and fitness coach, right? Got to think about some of the clients you guys are targeting and wanting to help too, because, inflation affects, their groceries, could affect their kids, it could affect, more gas prices, depending on where they live as well too, cost of living. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 steps to inflation proof your health and fitness coaching business in this video. Okay. If you're ready to rock and roll, here we go. All right, guys. So really the whole premise with this, guys, is just kind of like, addressing the elephant that's in the room, right? Because I'm sure we're all aware that, inflation is here and it's an all-time high, and I'll go into that right now. But in the chat, guys, can you guys just put in there, are you guys getting affected by inflation? Like yes or no? Just put that in the chat right now so we can just get a little poll going. Tony says no. Anybody else? You guys getting affected by inflation?
Nope.
Tyler, no.
No. Good. It's a lot of no's.
All right. Well, that's a good thing then, right? Okay, well, let's get into this, guys. So what we're going to do too at the end of this, we're not going to be on here for like 30, 45, 60 minutes. It's probably going to be about 20 minutes. Eric and I just really get to the point, want to deliver value. So we do have a free gift for you guys at the end. It's an inflation proofing your business script. So you guys can use this to send your guys' email list, a Facebook group. You guys can post it on social media, but really it's a script that just helps you guys kind of position yourselves as the heroes. If you guys are being affected by, inflation, you guys can raise your guys' prices, and you guys have the right to raise your prices, and your guys' clients should understand that. So it's a nice email script that you guys can plug and play, and your guys' clients will really understand like what you guys are doing with raising your price. But let me start off here. Okay. So again, addressing this elephant in the room of inflation. So like I said, guys, like right here, if you look at it, in 2019, we weren't really affected by inflation, right? If you really look at since 2012 all the way to 2020, we weren't affected by inflation, like really about an average of like 2 to 2.5% with inflation. But if you look here though, man, right here, 2021, it jumped all the way to 7%, right? And then right now, basically in May of 2022, 8.5%. Right. And some of you guys are saying it's not affecting your guys' business, which is great. Right. But, there's a lot of people out there that is affecting them. Okay. So I just want to address that, inflation is high and we don't even know where it's going to go. It might go to 9%, might go to 10%. We just don't know. Right. But I want you guys to be aware of this, because if it does go up eventually, it might affect your guys' business. And you guys are going to be basically in a really good position to recession proof and future proof and basically inflation proof your guys' business going forward. Anything to add to that, Eric?
No, I think that's pretty clear. Straight to the point with it.
Okay. All right. So this is what happens, guys, is when health and fitness coaches basically, get faced with a crisis. We could say it was the pandemic. We could say it's inflation these days, right? Is they kind of freak out. Okay. And what we see is 3 big problems that they do. The very first one is they lower their price. Okay. Now, they lower their price because they think that their clients can't afford things, because things skyrocket like groceries, gas, other type of things. So they feel sorry for their clients and then they lower their price. Okay. That's a big, big no-no, because that's an easy way to put you guys out of business. Okay. Now, the second one right here is they deliver less value, and they deliver less on their whole delivery and their back end system. Okay. So again, the psychology is like, I lowered my price as a coach, so therefore I'm probably going to not deliver as much value. Okay. And then, I'm not going to really deliver a lot of good stuff with like the training, the nutrition, the onboarding system, all that kind of stuff, because the prices are super low. I'm guilty of this. There was a time where I sat there and lowered my price, and I basically said like, F this, like they're getting away with really, really dirt cheap prices. And I'm going to really just kind of just deliver kind of subpar, type of value. And I'm not going to really focus on the delivery, right? That was my own thing. And I'm just telling you guys this because I see a lot of coaches do this, but I don't want you guys to make those mistakes. Okay. Now, the last one on here is coaches go and they play defense instead of playing offense. So they go into reactive mode because they think that like with like the pandemic or, or in this inflation that, it's going to go away. Like things are going to get back to normal. And guys, as you guys know, things aren't going to get back to normal. This is quote unquote the new normal, right? With the pandemic, inflation, stuff like that. So the worst thing you can do is play defense and not offense. And we'll get into that a little bit. But I just want to know, guys, in the chat, out of these 3 mistakes, is there any of these mistakes that you guys are kind of facing right now, or have you guys have kind of like, dealt with in the past?
Yeah, drop them in the chat. We'd like to know. Tony, you said none of the above. Good. Yeah, and then David, you said I haven't had a sale in 2 weeks. Okay. So is there any, let's say anybody else like that, this might be like one of these 3, no changes.
Okay. All right. So,
all right, guys, let's get into the 5 key points. So something with Chris and I, when we do these teachings, is we're always doing 5 key points. So the first key point is you guys have to be the greatest show on turf, right? And what we mean by this is just that you guys have to, really, show up every single day and just stand out and be different from all the other health and fitness coaches. And some of you guys might have a team already. Some of you guys might have virtual assistants. Some of you guys might have people helping you, other coaches under you, and that's great, right? But every single day, you guys have to show up and be the greatest show on turf.
And the second key, guys, what we talked about is, raising your prices, okay? So a lot of people freak out about raising their prices, right? They just overthink it. And honestly, the best analogy I teach to my students is like, look, if you walk into a coffee shop and there's a chalkboard on there and somebody's charging like maybe $2 for a coffee on their chalkboard, it's so easy for them just to erase that $2 and charge $5 or $7 for a coffee. It's that simple just to raise your guys' prices, okay? So don't overthink it. And you guys have the right to sit there and charge a high premium for the problems that you guys solve as health and fitness coaches.
All right. The third key point is double down your guys' delivery. So not sure how your guys' delivery is with your guys' systems and processes, how you deliver your guys' coaching programs. But again, right, we want to sit there and be the greatest show on turf and be different and stand out. So when we say double down on your delivery, just go above and beyond your guys' clientele, right? Just do things that are just like going the extra mile to where they're being wowed. They're getting a great customer experience to where they're going to pay, stay, and refer.
And the fourth thing, guys, like this is kind of a no-brainer, obviously, right? But you got to get them results. And what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give you guys some really good action steps on how you guys can get them results, especially right now with everything going on with like inflation and stuff like that. And maybe some of your guys' clients are kind of struggling kind of with like affording your guys' services. There's a way that you guys can sit there and get them massive results, right? So I just want to just always hit home. You guys are in this business to get them results. If you don't get them results, they're going to go to somebody else to get results, okay?
Yep, exactly. All right, the last key point is creating a winning belief system. Guys, you guys know that if your confidence is low and you don't know your worth and value as a health and fitness coach, and this is something we just practice and preach to our students in our Accelerator program, we have a core training on this winning belief system, then things are not going to get done. So there's 3 ways to create a winning belief system, and that is, have faith in what you're doing in yourself. Take action, most importantly, imperfect action, and then be resilient, guys. Like we're going to get knocked down. We're going to have bumps and bruises, and that's okay. But we got to have a winning belief system to keep going.
Yep. Okay, guys, in the chat, I just want to know, like, what are you guys most excited about with these 5 key points? Is it being the greatest show on turf? Is it raising your prices? Is it doubling down on the delivery? Is it getting them better results? Or is it creating a winning belief system? I'd like to know. You guys can do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or you guys can type them out, but put them in the chat. I want to know what you guys are most excited about. Tony, 4. You're getting the better results. Okay, good. Who else?
Tyler, 4.
Okay, so getting the better results, raising your prices. Saulette, better results. Carly, better results, winning belief system. Okay, awesome, guys.
Right on.
All right, so let's get into kind of like the practical stuff on how to, these 3 steps to really inflation-proof your guys' business, okay? So this very first one that we're going to focus on here is what we call play offense, okay? So what I said before is a lot of health and fitness coaches make that mistake of playing defense, right? Again, you want to go in and you guys want to play offense, okay? So the very first thing is be unapologetic. Hopefully I spelled that right. But when you guys are on your guys' social media and you guys are doing your content, the biggest thing I can say is just be unapologetic about like who you are and what you stand for as a coach. Okay. So don't sit there and be the coach where it's like you play games. Okay. I see a lot of health and fitness coaches like this saying like, oh, like they have the free mindset. Like, oh, I'm all about just helping people out. I'm not about the money. I'm not about charging a lot. It's like, no, don't even play that game. Like just be upfront about like who you are as a coach, what you stand for, be super confident in like what you deliver and the results you get for people. Showcase that on social media, right? That's what we call playing offense. Okay. Now, another way you guys can play offense too is create more content. Okay. So if you guys are posting maybe 3-4 times a week, start posting like 7 times a week. Honestly, do more stories, go live more, right? Do more reels. Reels are super popular right now. The algorithms really favor them because they're competing with TikTok. Okay. But if you want to play offense, get yourself out there more. Okay. Don't play defense and be like, oh, I'm only going to post 2 or 3 times a week. It's not going to help you guys out. Okay. And really like the last one on here is having more conversations. Okay. Because we believe if you have more conversations, they lead to conversions. Okay. So don't be afraid to go knocking on people's door on social media, right? Going into the DMs, right? If people like or comment on your guys' posts, it's okay to go in the DMs, right? And there's ways to do it that are really shady. And there's ways to do it that's, you're helping and you're serving people. Okay. But the more conversations you guys have, that's playing offense because they're going to lead to more conversions. Okay.
And great point, Tony. Going live makes a huge difference. Absolutely. That expedites the trust and just getting people to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah. And in the chat, guys, on this very first one on playing offense, like, what do you guys feel like you guys could really kind of take from this and apply going forward? Is it just really being unapologetic and not playing games and standing like who you guys are? Is it posting more content or is it more conversations? In the chat, if you guys can post those. Okay. David, be
unapologetic. Tony, you said more content, YouTube specifically. Okay. More lives, Gene said. Okay, right on.
I know, my bad. I know you're probably like, dude, why did you do that? I just really quick, and we'll be back to that video. I just want you to join our free Facebook group community for health and fitness coaches looking to get more online clients. So just click the link below in the description box, join it absolutely free. We got some cool stuff in there, a lot of videos, do live trainings every couple of months on there. And we got some cool freebies on there. So just make sure to click the link below, join our free Facebook group for health and fitness coaches that want to level up and get more online clients to create more income, impact, influence, independence. Back to the video.
All right, let's go on to the second step to inflation-proof your guys' business, okay? So really, I'm going to give you guys some really good stuff on this one right here. So again, you need to raise your prices, okay? And when you guys raise your prices, there's really kind of like, 6 different components that I'm going to talk about when you guys do this, okay? So the very first one is you guys have to have a really good promise and deadline, okay? You can't be the coach that says that you're just going to get people to lose weight or build muscle mass, right? There's got to be something specific. I'll give you an example. I'll get you to lose 20 pounds in 8 weeks. That's a specific promise and a specific deadline. That's how you charge a high premium, anything over $2,000, okay? So make sure you guys have a good promise and a solid deadline in your guys' offer, okay? The next thing you guys want to have is you guys want to have a risk removal, okay? So what happens is people in their minds look at it as it's a big risk to invest in you guys as coaches, right? You want to mitigate that risk and you guys want to increase the reward, okay? So what you guys could do is say something like, I'm going to work with you for as long as it takes to lose 20 pounds, okay? And some of you guys might be like, man, like, no way, that's not going to happen. But if you're a really good coach and you're confident in your skills, you should probably be able to get them to lose, let's just say if that's the promise, 20 pounds in 8 weeks, they should be able to lose that in 8 to 12 weeks. And you should be that coach where it's like you back your stuff up and like, you know what, I will work with you until you lose 20 pounds. And sometimes guys, it's not even the 20 pounds that they need to lose. They might recomp and lose body fat and build muscle mass simultaneously and only lose maybe 5 pounds, but it's a dramatic change in their body composition. And that's all that they want on there. So be confident and back up something with like a risk removal like that, okay? That'll really have you guys be able to charge a high premium. The next one on here is have some sort of scarcity and urgency, right? Again, maybe you only take on 5 people like per month. Maybe you only take on like 2 people, like per week. But have some sort of scarcity, urgency in your guys' offer so that people make quick decisions. They shouldn't have basically a full week or a full month to make a decision to join your guys' programs, right? You guys are the prize. You guys are the assets. Start looking at it like that, okay? The next thing on here is you guys need to have some sort of bonuses in your guys' offer. If you guys add bonuses, and I'm not talking about this stuff that just like, you're just piling on a bunch of like checklists and stuff like that they really don't need. But if there's a really good bonus on there, guys, like it's a grocery, like, type of like list, if it's an eating out like guide, if it's like a traveling guide or something like that, then those are really good bonuses that could push people over the edge. Because if they have an objection about like not wanting to sign up, you say, hey, I got a bonus for like, eating out. So if that's a problem for you, that problem's solved. I have an eating out guide for you. Oh, you travel a lot. I have a traveling guide for you guys to stay on your guys' nutrition or your training program, okay? And really, the other thing on here is what's called financial engineering, okay? So with this, like you guys can't be the coach where it's just like, I just do a paid in full. Like if you have a $2,000 program, you can't expect everyone's going to pay you guys just $2,000 off the bat. There has to be some sort of financial engineering, right? So maybe like you guys do monthly payments, maybe you guys do weekly payments, maybe it's bi-monthly payments. Maybe you take a deposit, right, with a big lump sum in the beginning, and then maybe it's like a payment plan after that. You have to be flexible with people with these financial kind of options, especially during these days with inflation, okay? And the last thing I recommend with raising your prices is you use the script that we were going to give you guys at the end, okay? Because that's an easy segue to tell your guys' clients like, hey, I need to raise my prices and I know that I'm worth like this type of value for you guys, okay? And then, so yeah, that's pretty much all that for the prices, guys. What in the chat, tell me, what are you guys most excited about kind of raising your prices from what you guys have learned so far from these different ways? Is it the script? Is it the financial engineering? Is it the bonuses, scarcity, urgency, risk removal, promise, deadline? What can you guys add right away?
Tony, you said the bonus, never thought of that. Yeah, bonuses are a game changer, especially a traveling guide. Like Chris said, like a restaurant guide, like a grocery checklist. There's so many ones that you guys can come up with. The promise, yep, promise and deadline, that's a key one. Paulette, yep, the bonuses. Carly, scarcity, bonus, promise, good.
Good, I'm glad you guys are getting some value out of this. All right, so the next one right here, the third step to inflation-proof your guys' business is get your guys' clients results, right? So with this, the very first thing you guys really need to double down on is the onboarding process. So whenever a client gives you guys the money, right, in the payment, that onboarding process has to be so smooth, so immaculate, to where you guys are giving them like literally like a Ritz-Carlton experience versus like a Motel like 6 experience, right? Because they're going to have buyer's remorse and they're going to think, oh, I didn't make the right decision, or this was a lot of money. So you have to onboard them in an exceptional experiential way to where they're like, man, this is awesome. I made the right decision. I'm in the right place and I chose the right coach. Okay.
This is where too, you guys can even use one of those bonuses right when they sign up. Upon sign up, you just deliver one of those bonuses to put them at ease.
Yep. The next thing is the client experience overall, guys. You can't be the coach where you're just like, I'm going to answer your questions through email. You're not going to see my face. I'm going to hide behind a keyboard. Like, nope. If you want to charge a high premium, you're going to have to be accessible, right? And that means maybe you have to do some Zoom calls. Maybe you have to do some FaceTimes. Maybe you have to give them like your phone number or WhatsApp number so they have, access to you guys. But you've got to give them a really good client experience, because you just can't be that coach where it's like, I'm going to hide behind my keyboard and you can't really access me, right? They're buying coaches, not coaching. And you have to understand that there needs to be a client experience with that, okay?
A couple of things really quick that stand out. Can you write out the 2 acronyms, HUV and then HAC, hack?
Yeah.
So guys, with the client experience, I want you guys to write these down and really remember these, right? So HUV, that stands for your clients want to be heard, they want to be understood, they want to be valued. It's very, very important for you guys to understand that. The second one is hack. So it's HAC, right? What they're really buying is they're buying hope, they're buying accountability, and they're buying certainty from you guys.
Yep, that's good. A couple more things on this client results, guys. The next one is what we call social currency, okay? So again, I tell this to my students, like you just can't be a normal online coach these days where you just spit out like a meal plan or macros and like a workout program. There has to be some sort of social connection with these clients of yours. So the biggest thing you can do on the onboarding process is introduce them to somebody in the program so that they meet somebody and they connect with somebody, right? That right there is an emotional win that will keep them in the program, is some sort of social currency you guys can do within your guys' community, okay? And the last thing on here, guys, again, with client results, again, it's like what I talked about is the guarantee and backing it up. Again, I'll use that same example. I'll get you down 20 pounds in 8 weeks. And if we don't get you down 20 pounds in 8 weeks, I'll work with you until you do it, so long as you show up on the calls, that you do the accountability check-in with me, XYZ, right? But you're backing yourself up and you got their back, and you know that that's at the forefront, is you getting the results, okay?
If you guys do a guarantee like that, understand that should be all in writing, your guys' agreements and contracts upon sign up.
Yeah. So I just gave you guys a bunch of gold, guys, on these top 3 ways to inflation-proof your business. So I want to know, like right here with the client results section, what are you most excited about to implement right away? Is it the onboard? Is it the client experience? Is it a guarantee? Or is it the social currency?
Drop them in the chat.
Tony, guarantee.
Gene, client results. Salette, guarantee. Yep, that and the social experience. Tyler, client experience. Yeah, guys, client experience it's huge, 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 huge. That sometimes if your guys' client experience is so good, you won't even have to market. They'll do the marketing for you. Carly, guarantee and client experience, and then guarantee. All right.
Nice. All right, can you guys give me some exclamations in the chat if you guys are getting some value from this?
If not, you guys can be honest.
I'll blame it on Eric. I'll say Eric put this all together.
Mm-hmm.
It totally bombed. Awesome. Glad you guys are getting some results from this.
All right, let's jump into some students' wins. Guys, we want to share our student wins from our Accelerator program, because I always say if they can do it, so can you guys. And we all need some inspiration and just be able to see like some social proof that people are doing this, right? So really quick, Bernardo, he was in a chiropractic program, and he went from $600 to $5,000, in his coaching business, okay? Scroll down, Chris. And then we have Jane, right? She's a personal trainer. She's doing a hybrid model of in-person and online. She went from $300 a month to $5,000 a month with her health and fitness coaching business. Colette, this is a screenshot of one of her biggest months in our program, right? She hit $5,627. Not bad, right? For all online coaching. She doesn't do in-person. She does strictly online coaching, selling high-ticket programs. And then we have Matt. Matt generated 10K months in 6 months in his business because, again, he was implementing all the things that we taught you guys. He knew his worth and value, and he was not afraid to raise his prices and charge a high premium. And then finally, we got Colt and Taylor. They are rock stars. They went from $50 online programs to selling $2,000 programs, guys, and hitting 10K months. So like I said, if they could do it, there's no reason that you cannot do this. Yep.
And then if you could drop that link, Eric, so they can get the script. So I appreciate you guys hanging on and just, being on here, being engaging, most importantly, because there's nothing worse than watching something like this and it's not engaging. It's like you're just watching it, So thank you guys for being engaging and showing up here. It really means the world.
Yeah. So I just went ahead and drop that in the chat, guys.
Yeah. And really, guys, like the last thing on here, Eric and I, we're straight up guys, we're straight shooters. We're unapologetic. I'm not here to sit there and sell you guys like a course or drop anything in the chat for you guys. Really, it's a value exchange, guys. If you felt like you got value today and you feel like you're in a position where it's like you want to take your business to the next level, then we have an awesome program called the Accelerator Program, right? And the whole promise with that is getting you guys to 10K months, okay? And if you guys kind of just thought that you guys learned some stuff from here, just imagine like what's in that program, right? Under like attract, capture, coaching, mindset. Just there's so much stuff in there, guys. That's why our students have so much success in the program. So really, all we're doing here is just inviting you to really a phone call. Okay. And it's a free call, and just see if you guys are a good fit for the program or not, right? You might not be a good fit. We might not be able to help you guys out, right? So that's all we're saying here is if you guys want to book a call with us, Eric dropped it in the chat right there. You can click that link. You can schedule it at your guys' convenience. And we just want to have a conversation to see if we can help you. That's all that basically our ask is after this whole entire like workshop that we did, okay? And if you guys want to go to Instagram too, like there's a link there in the link tree. You guys can click that there too. But Eric dropped it in the chat, so you guys should be able to get it there, okay? But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So hopefully this was helpful, on the 3 steps to inflation proofing your guys' business. Again, I commend you guys for being on here live, being engaging, and I'm glad you guys got a lot of value out of this. So keep up the great work. I truly believe in like the work you guys are doing as health and fitness coaches. Eric and I were personal trainers for 2 years. We had an online business for 8 years. So we know the impact that you guys are doing. So stay in the game, keep fighting, keep serving. And at the same time, though, understand your guys' worth and your value, that you guys are the prize and the asset, and don't budge. The prize never chases. You guys are up there, I think, past even doctors of what the work that you guys do, both mentally and physically. Okay. So always remember that, guys.
Just last closing words. A lot of people out there they only know what they know, right? Your clientele, to where it's like they don't know that they need you, right? So that's your job to break their false limiting beliefs, their limiting beliefs and false belief patterns as coaches and marketers.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll kind of conclude there. It's 7:30. I got to go with the wife to eat dinner, but let's bring this in for a fist pump style. We do here.
Boom.
Boom. All right, guys.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
Bye, guys.